For the next few minutes, we're going to walk you through our Pathfinder app and show you how organizations like yours can use this tool to sift through all the disruption and noise that we see in the marketplace today. We'll also show you how our team of agnostic engineers use this tool to help heat map the best providers for your project. And as your trusted advisor, we've built this tool to keep you, the customer, at the center of everything that we do. So let's go ahead and jump in. So you're not going to find this app in any app store, but because this is built on Salesforce, our team of developers have customized this to help us access information when we need it. And because technology changes so often, we're constantly updating this tool. Let's jump into Technology Navigator. So this is Technology Navigator. From here, you can see the 6 swim lanes that our customers rely on us for. Now, this is just a tool for C3, but one of the questions that we get asked the most often is how can you possibly stay up to date with all of the different technology verticals and providers? Well, this is actually one of the ways that we're able to do that. So here's our data center tool. You probably have heard us state that we have access to over 1,600 data centers throughout the world. This actually started off as one big giant spreadsheet, but the team has actually built this to what you see today. So let me actually show you an example of what this tool can do. I'm going to type in Chicago, and I'm going to use 150-mile radius, and then we'll hit the search button here. So very quickly, we were able to determine that there's 122 data centers within a 150-mile radius of Chicago. Now that part is cool, but we're able to drill into each data center and tell you what compliances they may adhere to, what hyperscalers are already built out into that specific data center. Ever want to know where the nearest AWS instance is? Cool, we can show you that. What about Google? Cool, we can show you that too. Azure, same thing. Heck, maybe you even want to know how close your data center is to a nuclear reactor. Here you go, that's always something fun to show people. So there's a lot more to this tool, so reach out to your C3 advisor to get a little bit more insight. But for right now, let's jump into the Fiber Locator tool. Okay, so this is Fiber Locator. Before I give you a specific example, I want to show you the power behind this tool, and we'll show you at a national level. So I'm going to select all the lit buildings, all the data centers, all the long haul networks, and all of the metro networks. Pretty powerful stuff. So let me type in an address here, and we'll hit search. We can determine, again, in a matter of seconds, what fiber providers are already lit in that area and where we should essentially start our search. So these little blue dots that you see are actually lit buildings. So we can see that AT&T, MetroNet Fiber, and Comcast are already built in. What this tool does is this takes out all of the guessing game because we can be very strategic just by simply typing in an address. All right, so saving the best for last, we're gonna show you the dynamic matrices. So this, in combination with our IQA forms, allows us to create vendor competition, which gives you, the customer, better leverage. So let's go through an example. Let's assume that we're talking about UCaaS. Let's also assume that you've got locations here in North America as well as Europe. So we're gonna click on both of those. Let's say that you just purchased some Polycom phones and you want to be able to reuse them. So we're going to click on Poly. From a cloud app integration perspective, you've heard a lot about Teams and being able to integrate with it. So we're going to click Office 365, and let's say you're a big Salesforce shop. So we'll click on that, and then we'll click on ServiceNow just to have some fun. From a platform compatibility perspective, let's say that you want to look at something that's proprietary because you want to get away from the older platforms. So we'll click on proprietary. And we want to make sure that it's part of the Gartner Magic Quadrant for last year. So as you can see, as I started down selecting these criteria, the logo started to shift. So let's generate the matrix. So when we generate this, we can see the scores up here at the top for the providers that meet all the criteria that we selected. If anything else, this lets you know where we should start from an evaluation perspective. You'll see the other providers as we scroll to the right, they may be less and less of a fit. So if this was a real project, we can confidently say that we should start conversations with 8x8, RingCentral, and Dialpad. So the alternative to using these tools and these resources is that your team has to have multiple conversations with multiple different providers and then having to dissect this all on your own. So since C3 is an extension of your team, we help eliminate that time and frustration. As we wrap up here today, think about how Pathfinder compares to the tools and the resources that your team uses today. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to having a conversation with you really soon.